Solution to loneliness for most people is ticket to help students to fly out of Generation Jobless, on top of getting out of loneliness. This is money and jobs for students worry about future plus chance to move up to leadership position instead of being stuck in dead-end job, temp job or unemployment. But students rather going in circles in their search for help to get out of loneliness and worrying cannot find jobs after graduation. Way to better future starts here. To get out of Generation Jobless, answer could be creating a new profession of jobs requiring new skills for specialization to happen, that can fill a need or a niche in society, what has not been met by other professionals previously. The answer is solution to loneliness for most people that came from works of 6 people. Dr. Jordan Peterson who provided opportunity and support for this solution to go from research to fieldwork, so his student Godwin could get it done. Dr. John Vervaeke who invited Godwin to teach it after university graduation. This gave birth to an idea of university education that can help most students to get out of loneliness, based on 3 years of testing with Dr. Vervaeke as supervisor. It can be viewed as next developmental stage for university education that has repeatedly proven to fail to help most students to get out of loneliness. Dr. Jeff McDonald teaching Godwin the idea that US and Canada are similar enough that studies from US can be used for supporting Godwin's initiative to demand support for ending student loneliness, so Godwin was able to turn a 9-page research to 900 pages, since Godwin realized solution for Canada therefore should work in US too. Dr. Roman Taffarotti's teachings provided guideline for Godwin, to help him know what to do when attempt to solve social problem or Godwin would have lost all credit and control of his work to university at early stage. Dr. Michelle Ferrari who hired Godwin to create and direct what could be viewed as first program in Canada helping university students to acquire wisdom and develop problem-solving ability for real-life problem like loneliness, approved with signature for cost of this program to be $200 per month for students. In addition, former head scientist at KMH and ex-director of Buddhism, Psychology and Mental Health Program at University of Toronto clinical psychologist Professor Dr. Tony Tonato said, even raising awareness on this issue can help students. At this point most people might jump to conclusion this video has to do with asking you for $200. But if you think that, this means you don't know what wisdom is. To understand what wisdom is, I can give you 2 examples. First, wisdom is knowing what to do for those who follow it, even when money is needed for solution to problem. Second example is from an old film. Focus of this story is a young man who could rise to the top, who everyone all listens to. What made him different from peers is, everyone must agree to follow his instruction and treats him as a master, as he can point out a foolish leader is providing followers with a plan full of mistakes that won't work to achieve the goal everyone wants. But he can offer better way to reach same goal, after everyone agreed to following his instruction. First thing he did was to make sure they can get some money, what no one else could do. So you may say, even if that is true, how does this has to do with loneliness solution for most people? The answer is, following instructions so money will come, that could help students to pay most of the cost of learning the solution and create paid jobs related to teaching solution. When the solution was ready a decade ago, but is still not reaching the public by now, what makes you think nothing is wrong and is better for you to not to do anything? Why was there a need to do fundraising in 2015 in order to have a space for teaching the solution to students? Why didn't university offer assistance? A good idea is fact check with professors mentioned in this video, to make sure what this video says is no scam first. All students have to care about is 1, do students agree loneliness is a very serious problem and great number of students need help to get out of loneliness? 2, whether if there is a way to help students to get out of loneliness that can turn into opportunity for jobs to teach loneliness solution, with possibility to move up to leadership position. Here are 10 things students should fact check on. 1. Did Dr. John Vervaeke ask Godwin to start teaching students wisdom or solution to loneliness at University of Toronto right after graduating from university? 2. Did Dr. Jordan Peterson gave Godwin idea for doing fundraising online? 3. Did Dr. Peterson, Dr. Jeff McDonald and Dr. Roman Taffaroti support Godwin's fundraising campaign with goal to raise up to $20 million to create a place where Godwin could teach wisdom or solution to loneliness to students, by letting Godwin to put up videos of them, for this online fundraising campaign back in 2015? 4. Did Dr. Vervaeke and Dr. Michel Ferrari support Godwin to meet with university administrators so Godwin could create a service to help students to get out of loneliness back in 2011, with Dr. Ferrari offered to pay for half of the cost for this service? 5. Did Dr. Ferrari hire Godwin to create and direct what can be viewed as first program in Canada if not in the world for helping students to acquire wisdom and problem-solving ability for real-life problems like loneliness back in 2018? 6. Did Dr. Ferrari sign a contract agreeing Godwin could charge student each up to $200 a month for being in this program? 7. Did Dr. Tonado tell Godwin even helping to raise awareness on need to end student loneliness and on solution to loneliness can help students? 8. Did Dr. Katreena Scott say she had read Godwin's 900-page research and told Godwin his research contained some super strong or solid ideas that North Americans in general from psychologists to researchers are blind to, that can help move forward effort to help students out of loneliness? 9. Did Dr. Jordan Peterson say he believes Godwin has found solution to loneliness in North America and agreed University of Toronto can be viewed as microcosm of North America, and so if Godwin's solution could help most students who has used it to get out of loneliness, then there is no reason that it cannot be used to help students in other parts of North America? 10. After reading Godwin's 900-page research, did Dr. Peterson say he agreed with everything that was said in it? Plus said he was engrossed by it since he has never read anything like that, even though he has read a lot of books in his life, but nothing has made him, Dr. Peterson, to stop and think and rethink about so many things so deeply so many times. Plus saying he believes Godwin's research contains layers of meanings and was written in a way that he has never seen before that has its own style, but like work of investigative reporter and anthropologist at the same time, and claiming it is practical and he has learned something from it after reading. Students should also ask how likely would it be for all of them include clinical psychologists, social psychologist or relationship psychologist, to be wrong at once? Fact-checking of these 10 things is important as sometimes fact-check is a more efficient way to learn about the truthfulness of these things than expecting Godwin to spend 5 hours explaining, especially since Godwin doesn't work at University of Toronto anymore. Opportunity is first come first serve. Space limited.